Alright everyone, welcome to the second video in this new channel, FM. We are playing Football Manager 24, the new game. This is like the second day of the new game as well. It just came up on Monday, actually third day, whatever. And we are managing a team in the Turkish third tier. That's the second division in the Turkish league levels. And it's called Sarıyer. It's a club founded back in 1940, but spent most of its time in the Turkish top tier. It's quite a historical team. Most of the guys my age actually know the club and have fond memories of it. What we did last time, let's check it out. We did this. Okay, we found these players in our team which would be useful to us. Like Umut Bulut is one of the best strikers in this division, and Taha is quite a good guy actually. He's with 15 finishing, and Hakan Özmert is one of the best midfielders in this league. And then we have some other players. This is an interesting guy, Austrian goalkeeper, but has also Turkish nationality, as you can see, because in this league foreign players are not allowed. So let's quickly check our transfer screen and see that I have actually emptied a little bit of wage budget here. This was 0 before, and this was 17k. How did I do that? Well, I did it like this. This was 134k, so I kind of took away 40k off of the scouting budget, which is practically we're just scouting the nearby divisions, like the our own division, a division below. It's practically like semi-pro teams there, and one level up, the Turkish first division. We don't need much money for that, seriously. So. And if I even if I did a mistake, I did a mistake. I don't know. It seemed to me that having a wage budget available is very important for us because we need some gaps to fill. I mean, check this out. We don't have even 11 players, 11 good enough players, so to say, to fill in the squad. Well, then I checked this screen. I sorted our squad screen on the annual wage of our players, and as you can see, our top player, the star player, Hakan Özmert, our midfield general, is earning the most amount of money, and his contract is running out by the end of this year, and so is Umut Bulut, and so is Barış Baştaş, and so is this guy, which we didn't even include in the first 11, which we're going to do now, but with a little bit of I'm thinking that we need a defensive player here, which we'll see in a bit. But this is 26 years old. This is by far one of the most valuable players actually, because all the other guys have their contracts running out. He doesn't. He has 2 years of contract, and he's only 26 while the others are like 38, 40, 33, 34. Even our good fullbacks, wingbacks, they are 30. And their contracts are running out as well. Most of our guys are in the same situation. So, this shows this screen, and combined with this wage budget, it shows us that we are going to probably rely heavily on loan players. And it's usually very hard to get loan players in the first year of your save, because most of the transfers are already arranged, and most of the loan players have already gone to some of the clubs. So we'll try our best finding some loan players, and foreign players are not allowed. This is very important. So we'll try our best, and some free agents, of course. As for transfers, sorry, I don't want to do that. I'll come to the training screen later on. Our scouting thing is also not looking very good. I set up two recruitment focus, two different versions of recruitment focuses, because I saw that we need a central defender, a tall one, a strong one, and also a defensive-minded midfielder. How did I come to this conclusion? That's our main topic today. Okay, how to assess your squad when you first start with a team, right? You come to a new country, you come to a new league, you start managing a new team, and you don't know where you are, because even though the league info says, like, let's check the season preview, it shows us that we are projected to be the 6th team this year, right? So Iğdır FK has very, very high odds for promotion, and these teams have very high odds for going down below. And well, these teams have also recently promoted, and this one has recently relegated. That's interesting, by the way. Iğdır FK must be very, very good. We'll check that later on. But we are on the 6th, right? So we're on the verge of getting a spot in the playoffs. That's okay. We can maybe improve on that. But having seen that gives me some ideas. Okay, we're not fighting for relegation, but we are kind of far away from a direct promotion contest. And therefore, I wanted to check, as you would like to check whenever you go to a new team, how our squad, how our players compare to the other players in other teams in the same league. So where are we? What's our reference point? This is the screen. Squad planner, report, and comparison. This is the screen that's going to help you sort that out. That and a lot of other things. Here you will see, for example, how your outfield players compare to the rest of the league technically, right? For example, our first touch is the 3rd in the league, because ours is like 10.95, and the best team is Kastamonuspor with 11.6. And the worst team is 9.10. So, okay, the gaps are very small, as they would be in any lower league, but it's actually an important gap. And we are also, let's say, where's the physical? Yeah, let's check the physicals. We are terrible here. I mean, check this out: the balance and the strength that you cannot see, right? Wait, how do I do that? How do I get rid of myself like this? And then I'd like to get rid of this too. Okay, yeah, I think it's done, right? This is better. Okay. Yeah, as you can see here, our strength is the lowest in the league, and our stamina is terrible, and also the jumping reach and heading ability, along with marking and positioning and strength. Our defenders are terrible in these areas. Okay, I mean, yes, when you look at this screen, you have to also think about this. Fatih Solmaz is our primary regular starting central defender, right? His jumping reach is 12, heading is 12, marking is 11, technique 12, positioning 12. Great. So keep those in mind. Write them down if you have to, and compare them to the average and to the best of the league. Now, our average, the jumping reach and the heading of our defenders, of all our defenders, which means the players who can play on the defensive strata of the formation, are in average the lowest in the league. But this includes all the players, which means, okay, it includes Fatih Solmaz, who, by the way, has in jumping reach, heading, marking, positioning, and tackling higher attributes than the league average and than the average of the best team. And yet, for example, this guy, or where is he? Yeah, this guy. This guy's pulling all those attributes down. Marking 3, positioning 7, heading 5, jumping reach 6, strength 4. So he's pulling him down, right? You also have to consider that when you're looking at the screen. But still, we're the worst team in the league in these areas, which means we have to find a defender, a strong, aerially strong, and also strong defender to put some balance in there. At least pull us up, push us up from down bottom to a more acceptable area. We also have to check the midfielders, for example. You can check various combinations of these. Like you can check the defensive ability of your midfielders, which, as you can see, is terrible. Tackling is terrible. Marking is terrible. Positioning is below average. And strength is not even there. The only good thing are pace and acceleration for our midfielders when it comes to defensive attributes. And how do they fare? Like our midfielders, how do our midfielders fare physically speaking? Their balance is not there. Their strength is not there. Their stamina is terrible too. Natural fitness is also not good. It's not very important, but combined with strength and stamina, it shows a lot. This means this screen shows me that we cannot create a tactical approach that's based on physical aspects on players, like running and stamina and work rate, and which is mental but also affects the physical state, or strength. It's just not there. So we have to play a low tempo game because we have a bunch of old players with low stamina, so we cannot ask them to gegenpress all the time, right? So this screen, apart from giving you an idea as to the quality of your players compared to the rest of the league, it also gives you an idea about how you should be building up your tactical plans, right? That's for sure. And we also cannot, just like we saw a bit ago, we cannot ask our team to sit back deep and in our box and invite crosses, and just to head them away with our tall central defenders to start counterattacks. No, because they won't be able to head them away. And when you're comparing, by the way, when you're comparing these attributes, you should also think about this. Your central defenders, when challenged by a cross from the opponent, they will be fighting for the ball against the striker of the other team, right? In most cases, apart from set pieces, let's say. So ours is like 9, right? The jumping reach, and the strength is also 9-ish. So we should compare this with the strikers of the league in general. So the strikers, jumping reach, and yeah. As you can see, thanks to Umut Bulut, ours are very high. And the average of the league is 11. Ours was 9. And the best is 13.5, which is us, by the way. But the average is 11.5, which is better than our defenders heading. Or the jumping reach, the average is 11.7. Well, still better than our defenders, but our actual first team defenders can fight with this. It's okay. Although we still need a defender, and we also need a defensive minded and a running, like, stamina monster with good decisions, please, as well, because this is also important. We need that kind of a player, which is why I put this scouting recruitment thing here. Anyway, so let's get back here so that you can see me as well. So that's how I've actually built up this recruitment focus, and I've made the comparisons here, which you should definitely do. By the way, I used to take a notebook and write them all down. Like, let's say I would be doing like this, right? The defensive attributes of our defenders. I would write the best 11.8, the average 11.17, the worst 10.18, and then I would write us to 10.78. So I would immediately see in which areas our team should be improving, and it would also show me what kind of a tactical approach I will not be able to implement. So I think we need a three-man midfield because our midfielders lack the stamina. Even though we get a player with high stamina, that would still not be enough. So I think we're definitely going to need a three-man midfield. And I think, I don't know, we don't have the wingers. We don't have the wingers. We only have this guy, and he's a fringe player. He's not good enough, and we don't have much else to play with here. So in terms of wingers, so I think we have to, maybe this guy, but we'll see. We have to test him out. So Oğuzhan Akgün, we checked him. Maybe. But that still means that we have to use these slots instead of the midfield strata, because these are the slots these guys are most proficient in. Let's say here, and let's say something like this. But this is not enough, so I think it should be something like this. Probably something like this, or I don't know, but it definitely should be a three-man midfield, because Hakan is not going to be able to cope with that kind of with a two-man midfield. Stamina is too low, pace is too low, acceleration is too low, positioning is not really high. Even though he has high anticipation, high knowledge of the game, he will not be physically able to close down all the gaps in the midfield, in a two guy midfield system, which is why we need another midfielder. And Taha, I'll use you though, Taha. Don't worry, man. I'll use you. You're good. So we have to decide how we are going to play and in which positions we have to find a guy. We have so far addressed two problems, one for the central defender area and one for the central midfielder area, which are very important areas to cover. And then maybe even we have to find, maybe later on, we have to find a way to deal with the problem of these high wages and the last years of contracts. I don't know if we can get rid of some of these guys, or if we should, because this is actually, we would like to promote, we would like to get promoted, but and these guys will be very, very important if we want to get promoted this year. So I have doubts about getting rid of Hakan Özmert or Umut Bulut, the striker and the midfielder. But I also have to think about the future. Next year, I will be losing on all these guys, and I don't want to pay these high wages to them anyway. And preferably, I would like to build a younger squad. So we'll have our eyes open for the transfer market, for the free agents starting now. In the next video, we will be diving into the transfer market and the free agent market. And hopefully, I will come up with some names for the next video. This is Sarıyer, and we're trying to get them back to their good old days in the top tier of Turkish football, where they, I strongly believe, belong. And we also have to address something like this. I've prepared this beforehand, and let me just show you that. Our team is playing their games in a stadium called Maltepe Hasan Polat Stadium. Hasan Polat is one of the old former Turkish Football Federation presidents. He had a very short stint before he passed away, unfortunately. But the thing about this is the Maltepe is the place, is the neighborhood of the stadium, right? And this neighborhood is actually on the other side of the town. It's a whole different continent from where Sarıyer is actually located. Check this out. I'll just show you. Oh, okay, yeah. So this is where Maltepe Hasan Polat Stadium is, right? This is the Asian side, because this is Istanbul and this is the Asian side of the town. This is Anatolia, and this is the Asian side of the town. And this is where I live, by the way, my area. And and Sarıyer is located here. Like, this is like a 46-minute car drive from where Sarıyer is to where Maltepe is, right? It's 44 kilometers. This is a lot. In a city like Istanbul, this is crazy. And this 46 minutes, it's like it's 8:30 p.m. in Istanbul right now, and it's showing 46 minutes at this time of the day, right? Imagine a more hectic time of the day, like 5 p.m., 6 p.m. That would be like 2 hours. It's incredible. It's too far away. It's practically another friggin' continent, right? And these guys used to play in their own area. I know, I remember that from my childhood, but now they don't even have a stadium. So that is also something we have to fix, right? That we should be fixing. Anyway, that's all for now from our second video in our Sarıyer save for Football Manager 2024. My name is Eddie. Erdem Özkan is my real name, but just call me Eddie. And I'll see you next time. Hopefully, maybe tonight when I finish some of the transfers and some of the staff additions and some of the sacks and whatnot. I'll see you later on. Thank you, and don't forget to like and subscribe. It's very important for any new channel, And well, I'm doing my best. Goodbye.